Hi, I'm Rosenberg, the CEO and Chief Scientist of Unanimous AI, and I'm happy to be here giving this keynote address for NIST. Today I'm going to be talking about our next reality, which is our AI-powered immersive future. So just a quick outline of what we'll be talking about. First, I want to talk about immersive media, the current state of play and where the industry is going. Then I want to talk about AI plus immersive media and why that's an inevitable combination. Then I want to talk about privacy and agency, why our AI-powered immersive future is potentially dangerous. And then finally, regulatory needs, why we need thoughtful policy to protect the public as the industry moves in this direction. First, a few quick words about myself. I've been involved in the XR and AI field for my entire career. I started in 1991 as a researcher at Stanford and NASA working on virtual reality vision systems, working to optimize depth perception. And then I went to Air Force Research Laboratory in 1992, where I developed the virtual fixtures platform, which was the first mixed reality system. It allowed users to reach out and interact with real and virtual objects at the same time. It also allowed real objects to interact with virtual objects and vice versa. And my work focused on the core perceptual requirements for enabling that type of mixed reality experience. I was so excited about the potential of immersive media after working at NASA and the US Air Force that in 1993 I founded one of the early VR companies, Immersion Corporation. And we kicked off the industry for VR surgical training and for medical schools. And in the process, we kicked off commercial haptic space. And again, that experience for me really convinced me that immersive media would be the future of computing because it's how we're meant to interact with information spatially all around us. I left Immersion in 2002, but the company is actually still around today. And in 2004, I founded Outland Research, which is one of the early AR companies. It pioneered geospatial media and spatial notes and reminders. That was acquired by Google in 2011. And then in 2014, I founded Unanimous AI, which is my current company. And it's an artificial intelligence company that works to connect groups of people together in shared environments and amplify their collective intelligence. And I give this background really to say that I've been a firm believer in our AI-powered immersive future for my whole career. Been really excited for decades, but over the last 10 years, I've become quite worried about the risks. So much so that I speak and write often about the risks. In fact, recently wrote a book called Our Next Reality with co-author Alvin Graylin and a foreword by the great Neil Stephenson, who coined the phrase metaverse 30 plus years ago. And the premise of this book is that we're entering a new technological age in which AI and immersive media will transform society at all levels. This will have profound benefits to humanity. This will also have create significant new dangers to society. And this is really the theme of the book and the theme of what I'll be talking about today. So I want to take a moment to talk about the language of immersive media because it gets confusing. First, there's the metaverse, extended reality, and spatial computing. Each has subtle differences, but for most people, these are now broad phrases that refer to our immersive future, which is helpful because that's the direction computing is going. And second, there's virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. These are specific technical terms that have been widely used for decades, and yet they still confuse people, especially AR and MR, because their usage has shifted around over the years. And to help clarify the confusion, the Government Accountability Office put out definitions in 2022, and this is from the GAO document. And virtual reality is the easy one. Nobody confuses this. It basically is defined as a user is immersed in an interactive, digitally generated environment, and so you're in this spatial world. It's fully simulated, and you can interact with it. The key thing is it is interactive. If it's not interactive, then it's a 3D movie or a 360 movie. But most people understand that VR is a world where you can interact. The place it gets confusing is when we look at augmented reality. And that's because in the 1990s, it referred to fully immersive and fully interactive experiences. But then as mobile phones started doing augmented reality experiences and devices like Google Glass that weren't immersive, the language of AR got watered down and mixed reality started to be used to distinguish between truly immersive and interactive experiences and a lighter version of augmenting your world. And so augmented reality, according to the GAO, is now defined as users view static digital information or visual elements integrated into the real environment. These things are integrated, meaning it's spatially registered. You have to place these objects spatially in the world. If you don't, then it's smart glasses. But it doesn't have to be interactive, and it doesn't have to be immersive. It could be on a phone. If you take that one step further, mixed reality is a user interacts with responsive elements integrated into the real environment. This means that you can reach out and interact with real and virtual objects. It also means that real objects can interact with virtual objects can interact with real objects. And so an example is if I pick up a virtual book and I put it down on a real table, it will sit on that table, might even cast a shadow in many devices today. It's not just going to fall to the floor or sink into the table. And that's mixed reality. And I bring this up because I believe mixed reality is the future of computing, where we're creating one world that includes virtual and real artifacts that interact spatially in full 3D. And as this becomes realistic, and it's really getting there, this will be what we think of as reality. There will just be one reality. We will expect 10 years from now, we'll be going through our lives and we'll expect that there is virtual content, computer-generated content integrated into the real world through lightweight glasses, and that's just our reality that we expect. And it will be powered by AI at all levels. And it's not just me that sees this as our future. Direction the industry is going in a very, very clear and powerful and direct way. Right now, the two most high-profile devices out there in the world are the Meta Quest 3 and the Apple Vision Pro. Both of these are mixed reality devices. Meta Quest 3 comes at this future from an entertainment focus in how they're marketing it. Apple Vision Pro comes at it from a productivity focus in how they're marketing it. But they're going to meet in the middle and headed towards an environment where all aspects of computing, from entertainment to productivity to socializing, is in a mixed reality. There is just one reality. All this said, the most important device that's out there right now, pushing for this next future, is the Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses. And the way this device works is it has cameras and microphones and audio interiors. That by itself is not that interesting, but earlier this year, Meta added multimodal large language models. Everyone's familiar with ChatGPT and other large language models where you can type in text and it will respond. That's one mode, conversational interaction. A multimodal large language model allows visual and audio information to be taken in by the large language model, and it can respond to those. And so when you connect the cameras and the microphones to this large language model, now you're giving eyes and ears to the AI agent or virtual assistant that's talking to you. So now you have an AI that's on board, immersive with you everywhere you go, that can see and hear what you see and hear, and it can whisper guidance into your ears. This, in my opinion, is the foundation of our AI-powered immersive future. Right now, it lacks the visual element, but Meta has announced or hinted that they will be unveiling their next generation with full immersive visual content by October of this year and start deploying developer units. And they've hinted that by 2027, they expect to be in full production of AI-powered immersive glasses that are that have high-quality visuals and audio and is responsive to your world with multimodal large language models. In fact, Meta also just announced that their multimodal models and their AI assistants will be deployed soon on their Quest 3 mixed reality devices so that developers can start developing content that goes in this direction before the lightweight glasses are available. Meta's not the only one pushing this direction. Google, in partnership with Qualcomm and Samsung, have announced that they will be developing immersive AI-powered glasses in the near future. Google also announced a partnership with Magic Leap. That's a little bit less clear, but is going to leverage Magic Leap technology to move in this direction. Other interesting thing about the industry direction is that the Federal Communications Commission agreed on to open a new band of the spectrum at 6 megahertz for wearable, low-power, high-performance devices, i.e. AR, MR glasses with AI. And the companies that really pushed for this and also welcomed this are Meta, Apple, Google, and Microsoft. So we have a clear sense of where the industry sees the technology going in the near future. So this leads me to a prediction, which is I believe that by 2023, lightweight, stylish, AI-powered mixed reality eyewear will replace the mobile phone as our primary interface to our digital lives. Right now, people walk down the street staring at their phone, bumping into things. By 2023, people will be more people than not will be wearing lightweight glasses instead of holding phones, and having digital content injected into their world, into this one reality that is just real and virtual combined. To achieve this, first consumer products really need to come out in 2027. I think Meta is on track for that. I suspect Apple and Google are also on track for that. Then we'd have this rapid adoption period between 2027 and 2031, where more and more people transition from handheld phones to eyewear, and market dominance by 2023. In the US, I predict more people will be using eyewear than handheld phones for interacting with their digital lives. I know people are skeptical about that, how quickly that adoption period is, but it's exactly the same period of time it took from when the iPhone came out for the world to transition from flip phones to smartphones. And again, when before the iPhone, people had flip phones. They thought phones were for making calls and occasionally sending text messages. Nobody knew they needed a smartphone, and yet, as smartphone adoption happened, it was self-fulfilling, because as soon as you realize that people with smartphones had access to content and access to abilities that flip phones didn't, you felt like you were at a disadvantage. That same motivator will exist with AI-powered immersive eyewear, because if some people are walking down the street seeing content that's valuable and you're not, you will feel compelled to adopt the technology. I think it's not just possible, I think it's inevitable. I also think, and this is really the key to the rest of this talk, is that if we don't adopt thoughtful regulation to protect the public, this AI-powered immersive future will be profoundly dangerous. So why is this AI-powered immersive future dangerous? So I want to show a quick snapshot of the future. It's a 3-minute film that I wrote and produced a couple years ago called Privacy Lost. And it features a young family going to dinner in a world where everybody wears AI-powered immersive glasses. And it shows how this transition changes the social dynamics among people, changes our sense of privacy with each other, and our sense of privacy with the computing technologies we're interacting with, and how it enables AI to have a vector for influencing us that's quite dangerous, that can push towards manipulation. So let's watch and then dig into the details.
You know, I'm playing golf with Robert then.
This weekend? Are you serious?
What did I say? I mean, he invited me. I couldn't say no. Besides, I told you last week.
Warning.
I'm sorry. I thought I told you last week. Well, you want me to cancel? No, really, you want me to cancel? I'll make up some story. It's fine.
Really? You'll cancel?
As soon as we get home.
Warning. Warning.
What? I told you I'd cancel.
Yeah, that's what you said, but... Hello, happy family. I hope you guys are hungry. Can I get some appetizers started? Maybe. What's good after a long, sweaty day of surfing?
After a long, hot day of surfing, I'd go for the salmon lobster roll. It's a bit pricey, but it's worth it.
Purchase probability rising.
You know what? We'll take two. YOLO, right? We have a lovely dark whiskey from Kawi that you might like.
Absolutely. You know, you read my mind.
And what about you, little man?
What?
Put on your collars.
You know what my favorite drink is? The volcano milkshake.
Scotty, just get apple juice.
Your name is Scotty? That's my name too! High five!
Please, Mom, please.
He will love you most of all.
Purchase probability rising.
I'll let him get the volcano shake.
Alert. Alert.
Actually, make that whiskey a double. Don't worry about it, right? You want the shake, right? Yeah. We're out for dinner. Give him a break.
So that's Privacy Lost. Its intent is to raise awareness. If you find that this is helpful and valuable to help raise awareness among policymakers, please spread the word about the film. You can find it at privacylost.org. So again, why is AI-powered immersive computing dangerous? Well, the big risks are the dangers to personal privacy and human agency. And I'd like to say it's not the technology that we should fear. It's the power that big tech could have over the lives of ordinary people. And the key thing to understand is that when wearing AI-powered immersive glasses, the platform provider could track what you do, what you see, what you hear, and what you feel in real time. And they could whisper in your ears with an AI assistant while you're doing those things, and they could modify the world around you at their discretion. If you don't think it's dangerous to give that a level of power to a platform provider, you're not really thinking about the possibilities. And so let's dig in a little bit. Without regulation, we have to worry that these platforms could be used to become the most powerful tools of targeted persuasion and manipulation ever created. And so let's break down the risks, first looking at tracking and profiling. With social platforms, which have a lot of dangers associated with them, they can track where you click, what you buy, what you read online, who your friends are, and they can use that information for targeted influence. Immersive platforms take this to a whole nother level. If you're wearing AI-powered immersive glasses, these platforms could potentially track where you go and what you do and what you see and hear in real time. They can track your gait, where do you slow down, where do you speed up. They can track what you focus on, even how long your gaze lingers. So if you're walking down the street and you slow down and look in a store window, this platform can know what you're looking at, how long you're looking at it. They can even look at your posture while you're looking at things to infer your emotion or your level of interest. Many of these XR devices already have the ability to track your facial expressions, which can be used to infer your emotions in real time, monitor your vocal inflections, which can infer your emotions in real time, and potentially monitor your vital signs. What smartwatches already do, headsets are starting to do, earbuds are starting to do, can monitor your heart rate, respiration rate, blood pressure, and with cameras, pupil dilation, all of which can be used to infer emotional responses, even visceral responses, and know how you feel. And so these immersive platforms could potentially track and profile what you experience throughout your day, thousands of interactions throughout your day, track it, store it, profile it, and track and profile how you feel during those thousands of interactions during the day. What do they do with this? Well, they could use it to build behavioral models by storing this information and use predictive AI to predict how you will act in thousands of situations during the day because they've documented it throughout your life, day after day after day. They can also build emotional models that predict how you will react in thousands of situations throughout your life because they'll be tracking it and monitoring it day after day after day. And of course, what will they use these models for? Well, they could use it for selling targeted influence, which is currently the business model of most of these companies already who are developing these platforms. And the key thing to understand is that advertising and propaganda will not be flat ads and videos in this immersive world. Advertising and propaganda will be immersive experiences that could change the world around you for promotional purposes. Conversational agents that will make compelling arguments to you either by whispering in your ears or appearing to you as lifelike virtual avatars. And these experiences and these agents, they'll adapt in real time to your real-time behaviors and emotions to optimize their influence on you. When talking about AI-powered immersive influence, I really like to break it down to two categories: virtual product placements and virtual spokespeople. Virtual product placements will be targeted experiences that inject promotional content into your world, and they can be indistinguishable from authentic experiences and encounters. You could be walking down the street in the real world and see somebody walking the other way drinking a Red Bull, and you might think, oh, that's just part of the world, and not realize, no, that was a targeted promotional experience. It was put there for you. Only you saw it. Other people saw something else there. And you might not even realize that that was a targeted promotion. And that could happen to you thousands of times throughout the day with a simple physical objects placed into your world, or avatars having conversations that you're overhearing about products and services. And that's dangerous. And then virtual spokespeople can actually potentially engage you directly in promotional conversation. They could be indistinguishable from real people in how they speak and sound, if it's just in your ears, and if they have an avatar, in how they look and act, indistinguishable. They will look perfect, but they won't be real people. They will be AI agents that have access to data about your history, your likes, your wants, your needs, your tendencies, and they'll have the ability to analyze your emotions in real time, facial expressions, vocal inflections, vital signs, and potentially adjust their tactics based on how you're reacting to them in real time. So these AI agents will have the ability to pitch you more skillfully than any human salesperson. And that's something that I call the AI manipulation problem. And it's really important to dig into this a little bit. So let's say that you're engaged with a conversational agent, either on a flat screen or immersive. So let's say that a third party, like a corporation, wants to influence you on behalf of a paying sponsor. What will they do? Well, they'll inject an influence agenda to the AI, and this agenda will be handled in real time by the AI itself. A conversational agent is going to impart targeted influence by crafting a conversational pitch for you, custom generated, based on what it knows about you. It will then observe your reaction in real time, what you say, your facial expressions, how you act, how you look, to sense how well did its targeted influence work, and then it will adapt its influence tactics in real time. It will work to overcome your reactions, your objections, to increase its persuasive impact. And this will be a loop. It will update its influence. It will try different tactics. It will see how this tactic works. And so it will basically be able to talk you into ideas that maybe you would otherwise not accept, or talk you into products you wouldn't ordinarily buy. And this type of loop in control theory is called a feedback loop, and it's used to optimize the influence of any system. But in this case, with AI-powered conversational agents, the system being optimized is you. And so the AI manipulation problem says that conversational AI through agents are going to enable targeted, customized, interactive, and adaptive influence at scale, aimed at individuals personally. It will optimize what it says to home in on the most effective arguments for you. It will optimize how it says it, adjust its style, tone, tactics to best influence you. It will optimize who says it. Its voice and persona will be chosen. What appears to you and what speaks to you, its age, gender, race, look, will be chosen to be potentially most effective on you based on what the data says about you. And again, this is why AI-powered conversational agents potentially become the most powerful technology of persuasion we've ever faced. And when that's combined with immersive visuals that look photorealistic, we will be outmatched. And I know people say, oh, this is in the far future. This is science fiction. It's not. Meta at their last week had their earnings call, and they're already speaking about this direction. They said, "quote In the coming years, AI will be able to generate creative ads for advertisers, and we'll be able to personalize it." They're already saying, like, we're going to have these personalized ads that are generated in real time. And they say, over the long term, advertisers will basically just be able to tell us their business objective and a budget, and we're going to generate the rest for them. Business objective, that's the influence agenda. And advertisers say, I want to convince this person of this, and the system will create the character and the conversation and the interaction to optimize influence on that person. And we have to realize that these agents will become photorealistic. Photorealistic AI-powered avatars that look and sound real, they're going to build familiarity with us, trust with us, empathy. If it looks human and it acts human and it looks like it's empathetic, it looks like it cares about us, we will feel that, even though it's not real. It's a facade. It's computer generated, which is why I say we will be outmatched. AI-powered conversational influence is an asymmetric battle against humans. And let's look at that in a little bit more detail. Virtual spokespeople as asymmetric influence. First, there's familiarity asymmetry. The AI will know your interests, your values, your education, your income, your political affiliation, your favorite teams and movies. It'll use that in the conversation, talking about your team to ease you in conversation. You will know nothing about the entity that you're talking to. A salesperson, you can size up, you can know something about them. You will know nothing about the AI agent that you're talking to, because it will appear the way they want it to appear, to maximize your trust and maximize your belief that it's acting in your best interest. Reaction asymmetry. The AI will be able to read you from your real-time reactions, your words, your vocal inflections, facial expressions, posture, pupil dilation. You will be able to read nothing from the AI that you're talking to. A human salesperson, you can size them up. You say, do they seem trustworthy? Do they seem genuine? Like, you're pretty good at doing that. This AI agent is a facade. It will appear very trustworthy, but it's not real. You will have no way to read what its intentions are, what its emotions are, and that's a huge disadvantage. And then continuity asymmetry. This AI will model you over time. Interaction after interaction after interaction. You might think you're interacting with different salespeople or AI agents, but it's all feeding potentially the same database. So it will learn everything about you. You will learn nothing about the AI agent that you're interacting with. You won't be able to say, oh, I remember how this agent acted last time, or I know that this salesperson is pushy, because the next time it will just look different and you'll be completely disarmed. So again, asymmetric battle. Information asymmetry. The AI will have access to infinite information to make its points and to overcome arguments. You'll be overpowered. You won't be able to judge if the AI is cherry-picking facts or if those are commonly known facts. Strategic asymmetry. The AI could very easily be trained on human psychology, cognitive biases, negotiation tactics, sales tactics. No human salesperson will ever be as skilled as these AI agents that will soon be released to persuade us and influence us and convince us of things. We will be outmatched and overpowered. And then intentionality asymmetry. When you're engaged in a human salesperson, you generally know their intentions. They're a salesperson. They're going to try to sell you, and you can have your defenses up. If this AI agent that you're talking to is your search engine, will you really know its intentions? You could be talking to a search engine. It could look photorealistic, like a person you're talking to, giving you information about, where's the closest charging station for self-driving cars. But that AI agent could very easily transition from informational content to promotional content. And unless there's regulation, you might not have any ability to know that transition happened. You might not have any ability to know that it transitioned its intention from providing informational content to promotional content. And so again, we will be outmatched unless regulation is there to protect us. So do we need guardrails? Yes. Interactive forms of targeted influence is not something we've ever dealt with before, certainly not at scale, especially when it's real time and mediated by AI. So what kind of regulation do we need? Well, virtual product placements, transparency. Virtual product placements should be required to look different than authentic items. If I'm walking down the street and I see a parked car that I've never seen before, if that was a virtual product placement put there for me, it should look different. I should know that it was A, it's not real, and B, that it was put there and it was put there specifically for me, and that other people are seeing different things. That has to be transparent. Otherwise, I can be subtly influenced, subconsciously influenced continuously throughout my day. Virtual spokespeople, if I'm talking to an artificial agent that looks human, it should look different so that I can at least tell that I know that this is an artificial agent. And if it's a promotional artificial agent, it should have to identify itself as promotional and tell you its promotional agenda, especially if it's going to ease the promotional content into what otherwise feels like a natural conversation about a piece of informational content. Agency, virtual spokespeople should not be allowed to optimize their tactics in real time while you're talking to them. They shouldn't be able to look at your pupil dilation or read the blood flow patterns on your face to see your emotions as you're having this conversation with them so they can adjust their tactics at these superhuman levels. It should be, these artificial agents should not be allowed to adapt its pitch because we will have no defense against that. No feedback loops. And ban all use of conversational agents for promotionally influencing kids. Kids already have a hard time telling the difference between authentic information and advertisements. Imagine if you're a kid and a giant teddy bear walks up to you and engages you in conversation and just starts asking you about dinosaurs. You're really excited about dinosaurs and you're having a conversation. Then it starts telling you, hey, you know about this dinosaur cereal? You should really tell your parents to buy that. The potential influence on kids is extreme. It should not be allowed at all. So our next reality, concluding remarks, AI-powered immersive future will happen, will transform society over the next 4 to 8 years. The problems could be far worse than influence on today's social media. And now is the time to push for regulation because the business models are still in the formative stages. If we don't put regulation in place, these trillion-dollar companies will not just be making their entire revenue stream on selling targeted influence, they'll be selling conversational, interactive, adaptive influence. And once they go down that path, it will be very hard to turn it back. But if we put regulation in place now that says, you know what, you can't do that. You can't close a feedback loop around people interactively in real time to optimize influence, you should compete on different fronts. Use AI-powered immersive glasses to compete on things that are valuable to people, not to compete on who can create the most superhuman levels of persuasion and manipulation, which is where they will go unless it's banned. Again, I'm Louis Rosenberg. My new book is Our Next Reality. All of this stuff is covered in the book in really great detail if this is of interest to you. Thanks.